And like in this moment, I'm just like, if anyone during, you know, the Holocaust slash World War I slash, well, World War II slash, you know what I mean? Like, it's like if people were in the middle of the Reichstag, what would the video look like? Like, what would it look like to be talking about all of the violence unfolding? Also, it's early AF in the morning because, bitch, my ass. Ooh, I've been running. Jordan, listen, I know you sent me a message on TikTok. I think you sent me a video. I'm behind. Meryl Streep, I hope you're doing well. Eric, just thank you for everything. Whoa. Yeah, no, it's been a lot. It's been a lot, honestly. It's been I feel like I'm talking to people who are also, I believe, in America mostly. And so I'm sure you're also, and so I don't want to be minimizing and making it seem like everything bad is happening. Like, I don't think that's the case. I think it's more that like we are not being hidden from what's happening out there. There are so many cameras on everything in this way that, again, like when you see photos from like other genocides, other state provided violence, um it's not like this. And again, it's the ways that we're watching videos of people being like attacked by ICE and like their clothes being ripped off. And there's just moments where obviously like people are like saying no and like people are fighting back. But there's so many more moments where like people are not getting involved, not getting invested. And like it's an awkward thing. It's an awkward thing because again, you want to believe that if you saw somebody being harmed by like the fucking, obviously not the police, like ICE is not the police, but there's so many people that are like walking by and maybe yelling something, but the fear is greater than wanting to support. So I just want folks to know that like you're not crazy for like seeing things and being afraid, being sickened, being worried about what this means for the future. You're not a bad person because like you don't know what to do next. I just want people to remember that, there are so many people in history that we won't remember their names, but they did so much. There are going to be people that we do know the names of, and maybe what was recorded wasn't just their effort. It was the effort of many. And so I want us to consider that, like, as an individual, protecting yourself, feeling safer, feeling more comfortable, like that. I don't want to tell you that shouldn't be a focus, but I do want to hold that some of you will be around people where they will need you to like sit with them. They'll need you to maybe hug them, hold their hand. And like, I'm talking about people in your family, people in your household. Like, some people are going to respond to all the things that are happening right now outside of the home as, the threat. And so the home is going to become way more important. And so I just want people to remember that when you're living with more than one person, especially during a time like this, it's going to feel like, damn, we're all we got. And that's not true. Okay. It's not true. A lot of us are going to feel isolated. I want us to think about the pandemic. I want us to really think about that. The pandemic was a threat of an unseen illness, something that we couldn't see, but that we knew was out there. Okay. I want us to consider how much more heightened our anxiety is, that we can see what's out there that we are afraid of. It's not a virus, or rather, the virus is there too. And the visual representation of the state causing overt harm in a way that if you're not a person of color, I'm gonna hold space for you, that like you ain't seen no shit like this because they didn't do that to you. They haven't done that to you. And so I want us to also remember that there are going to be white people who are unfortunately realizing now, unfortunately, that people weren't lying, that people weren't just making it up, that it wasn't just an individual thing, that white supremacy is very real. And unfortunately, for a lot of white people, they didn't care. They didn't care that white supremacy was what was operating. They didn't care because they didn't have to. And again, it's the ways that like a lot of lighter skinned mixed people care about anti-blackness because we're being hit by it, not necessarily because we believe all Black people deserve to be liberated. And it's unfortunate, but this is something that I've learned as a lighter skinned mixed person in space with other lighter skinned mixed people. A lot of us really care about anti-blackness as far as it's throwing us. And so with that being said, there are going to be a lot of lighter skinned mixed people who people are going to think are Latin and they're going to get snatched up. There are going to be a lot of mixed people who don't speak Spanish, aren't from anywhere but America, and they're going to get snatched up and they're going into a fucking Alcatraz. They're going into a camp. It's the truth. Again, I don't want to minimize and make it seem like, the harm that's happening to Black folks shouldn't be the center, but I want to be candid that there are folks that are outside of the Black diaspora who are going to be targeted and who will, for the first time, unfortunately, be sitting with the reality that many Black folks and many people of color who do not pass a paper bag test are already very aware of. And so with that being said, there are going to be some white people who are like, what's going on? Like, it's unfortunate, but there are going to be a lot of younger white people who just can't believe this is happening here. So many messages online right now of people being like, they said never again. Oh my God, I don't feel safe with America being in NATO. All of these things that are coming out now it's obvious to many of us that until the threat is on the soil attacking white people and non-Black people, a lot of people don't give a fuck about what's happening in America. It's unfortunate, but it's true. And so again, now that white people are being thrown on the ground and shit, now they're like, oh, police brutality is really crazy. And it's like, yup. But notice, it's crazy because you're being manhandled. You're not dead. You're not getting stomped the fuck out. You're getting snatched. I'm not trying to minimize the violence. What I'm saying is white people getting pushed, getting snatched, getting zip tied, they will think that is comparable to Jim Crow. That is comparable to chattel slavery. It's unfortunate, but that is where some of them are. Again, I'm really hoping that we can hold that there are going to be people who really have not been listening. They have not been listening. They're very surprised. They can't believe that America is like this. For some of us, we've known. For some of us, we've been protected because, again, we have privilege. And so the fear we feel now is heightened. I am definitely one of those people. I've definitely been afraid in ways, but not as afraid as I am now. Because, again, it's the ways that now the fear that I feel is from knowing that the covertness of the Democrats when it comes to harm is why a lot of people might think that now is different. And I just want us to remember that Obama was deporting people, and I'm not bringing up Obama as a motherfucking and I hate that. I feel like that's one of the things I really hate, that you can't talk about the Obama-Biden presidency now because Trump has done way too much to make it seem like, well, those guys, and the worst part is they're all very similar. Trump just has white privilege and the backing of political powers that are absolutely willing to do anything in order to cause the falling of America. I'm doing this because America never rose. America's always been 5 corporations in a trench coat pretending that it's a country. It's never been a country. It's always been a vested interest from the crown. The idea that they dumped tea into the Boston Harbor meant that their contract with the Queen was dissolved is hilarious. It's really funny when you think about it. But the way history is told to us, we're supposed to believe the crown really, really left America alone. Not at all. But the way that America operates, it's very sophisticated in that it makes you believe by the stories it tells that it's different from these other girls. It's not like these other girls. They don't have a queen. They don't have a king. And that's not true. That is just simply not fucking true. Unfortunately for us, there has always been a king, and that's been white supremacy. It's been cotton. It's been stealing black labor. It's been exploitation. Like the king has been systems. And so it didn't need one person to wield all the power. It just needed the systems in place. And so, with that being said, I want people to remember you're not crazy. You're in a part of history that has been unfolding for a long time. Most of this shit was set in place way before you were even fucking born. And that is why you witnessing it is important, because if we're able to witness and stay present, we'll be able to look back several generations and notice how this is a cycle. This is a cyclical happening. And there's a part of me that feels like one thing that's not being uplifted, for me at least, is how like within like the last 10 years, there's been a huge conversation around how the future of America is mixed race people. The future of America are people that are beige and don't look any one race. That is what I keep on seeing. And I wish we could hold that that's a part of this conversation, that America has never been a melting pot, that white people have imported who they wanted to come here. America has absolutely picked who they wanted to come here. And I want us to just remember that this is a sophisticated government, even though it may have people in on the, like they may show you photographs of people that seem incompetent. I want us to remember that this is a sophisticated system that is literally set up to make you think that you live in a country, not a corporation. And the worst part about it is it's obvious by the ways that you can't grow crops without getting, some kind of informative on like what those crops are going to be able to do. Like again, the ways that the US government has been before Trump has been laying this groundwork. Trump is literally the fucking final piece. It's so frustrating because when I look back at the Obama years, I remember getting dragged like shit for talking about Obama and the things he was actively doing to harm America. And when I say harm America, I just mean like the ways that like he was a part of the system of America corporation, that like he was a brown face in a high place, but he was not working towards anybody's collective good. But it reminds me that like the reality is that like if you're not white, especially right now, people will be like, it's awkward. It's awkward. And I don't want people to like not think about shit like that. That like when you see somebody that might look like you or have the same phenotype as you, like please stop projecting that you and that person have the same experience. You don't. You may have the same marginalization. You may be attacked by white supremacy similarly, but I need folks to consider that there are people that look like you that are absolutely operating within white supremacy. Whiteness is many looks. I have been white before. I might be white again. It might be in anyone who's not a fellow mixed person's best interest to consider who could be white, who could really be white in behavior. Please, I need people to start considering whiteness is not just how people look. We know this. So many people of color know this. So many people of color know people of color who are operating with like outside of their best interest, outside of their community's best fucking interest. Again, I need people to consider we are living in a time where we can think we see someone that's going to be on our side, and it's a detriment. It's a detriment. I know that it's hard for people to think like that. I know we're supposed to be against the owner class, true, but there are some people that want to be with the owner class and they're willing to look at you like you're wrong. It's wild. I'm really hoping people are not getting sucked into like the news pundit bullshit. Look for independent news. I've been trying to share it on Twitter as much as possible because again, I know people are abandoning Twitter because of Elon. I get it. Twitter is probably where I have like the most social capital at this point. And also I feel like Twitter is a place where I feel like we're able to read people's thoughts. Like I feel like people do, don't get me wrong, people will do videos on Twitter, but I like that people have to write something down. And you have to like really read what the fuck they said. And they have to actually expound on their thoughts, and I love that. But again, I understand people aren't on Twitter. I know some people are still on there because they don't want to get like identity thefted, because that's a thing too. Like some people are making Twitter accounts and making them private just so that nobody makes an account of them and tries to trick people. So just putting that out there. If you're, following someone and it don't seem like the person, could be a catfish, unfortunately. Trying to think of like other things that I wanted to say that were really more important than anything else. The government shutdown is going to affect, unfortunately, the TSA. For anybody that's planning on flying in the next couple weeks, especially during the holidays, I want you to consider that the TSA agents are not being paid. Some people in government are not being paid. And so because of that, some of them are telling us through videos and messages that they will beat our fucking ass if we do anything, which is, I don't want to say understandable. I just want to be candid that like there are people not getting paid and they're still expected to come to work, and they're hostile and they're telling people. So just keep that in mind. Going out into the world these days, there are people actively not being paid and they're mad, very mad. And who wouldn't be? But again, they may take it out on you. And I'm hoping that you know that you didn't do anything wrong. You just were trying to fly to Mexico, bitch, or trying to fly to Costa Rica, wherever the fuck you were trying to fly. That was the issue. Also, apparently, traveling insurance is now going to be a bigger thing because, again, the TSA not getting their money means that they might just, I don't want to put too much on them, but, if you were at your job and not getting paid, what would you do? I don't want to do too much, but it makes me just think about like people that are going on vacation thinking they put shit in their luggage and it's going to make it, or just luggage going missing more than it already usually is. I just want to put that out there for people that are thinking the government shutdown don't affect them. It affects national parks. There are a lot of things that happen, and I want to say a lot of things that can happen. I want to say it's not crazy to be scared right now. It's not wild to be scared. It's not anything to be scared. I feel like, in fact, I think for everybody that really hasn't been thinking seriously about leaving, can't leave, scared of being in America, scared of what the next 4 years are going to look like I just hope you know you're valid. I hope you are nice to yourself. I hope that you let yourself, if you need fried chicken for breakfast, if you need, candy for mental health, like I just really hope that y'all consider that there's going to be some things that become copes that you didn't see coming, but they're what you could afford. They're what you could do. And so I hope you're kind to yourself about that. Also, for anybody who is food insecure, you want to go to Buy Nothing on Facebook, or you go to Facebook, go into the search bar, type Buy Nothing. I've said this before. If you have a car, Buy Nothing and then the richest city in your state. If you don't have a car, Buy Nothing and then the closest city that is rich in your state. Again, if you don't have a car, it don't mean somebody won't drop the shit off to you. Keep that in mind. There are people that have cars that will drop things off. But Buy Nothing is a huge movement. There are so many of us that have hoarded homes. Wait to be buying Costco food in bulk. Don't even eat it all. That happens to people. Believe it or not, there are people who literally have extra food in their house and they will give it. I am a part of several groups right now where there are people making a request, being like, hey, we would love some breakfast sausage and some cheddar. Somebody popped up and said, I got half a pound of cheddar. I'm going to cut it in half and bring you the block. That's happening right now. So please consider that even though it may seem like we are at the end of humanity, I personally believe that we are at the end of the humanity that tells us how to perform. So we seem like we're connected, but really we're extremely disconnected and we're constantly worried about that reality. I believe that right now we're in a time where humanity, or the beings that are called human, we are trying to figure out a different way to live. And I think that there are so many more humans that are like, no. Keep going to work, keep buying the things that we tell you, keep on, doing all of these things. Like the idea that the society we live in is just what it is hilarious. There used to be societies where women were the ones who were walking around talking to each other, and the men were sitting under a tree preparing meals and helping with children. The idea of gender, the idea of what's normal, those things are shown to us, and then we project those things and we perpetuate those things. I just want us to consider that a lot of the things that we've been taught to do in this country, in this world, it's not what our ancestors were doing at all. And there's a reason for that. In order to prop up multiple corporations in the name of country, a lot of lies have to be told. People have to be lied to, unfortunately, a lot, to believe that this is a country. It hasn't been. It's not. Again, I know that people might be depressed to hear this, but the future is indigenous, and we're not going to be going to space. We're not. We're going to probably be trying to figure out how we survive together, how we protect the children, how we protect the land, the animals, the food. There's going to probably be so many layers. Psst. But yeah, like I was saying though, I feel like the last few weeks have been demonic. I feel like I told y'all I got stung by a wasp. I feel like I told y'all the car broke down. It's fixed for the most part. I'm hella grateful. Low-key, the mechanic shared my GoFundMe, which was, well, I didn't make a GoFundMe, but my mechanic, the one that helped the car, shared my flyer, which was like so heartwarming because like there are people that watch me and like bother me every day and don't even consider my flyer. Like don't even consider that I've been asking for help for like literally years, like due to multiple like medical situations. And so I just want to put it out there that if you are stalking me or you are like just bothering me in any way, consider sharing my flyer, because honestly, like all the distress that you're putting in my body, you could color balance it. Honestly, like I don't need you to say sorry. I don't need any of that. Just help a bitch survive and get a motherfucking meal. That's really where I'm at with a lot of the people that don't like me. I don't care. I don't care. If you want to say something mean about me, if you're sad that you're blocked from being here, just send me some motherfucking food, bitch, and we'll figure it out from there. Because again, I choose life. I choose life over everything else. I know some people don't care about that, but again, we're not in a time where we're just getting our needs met, are we? No, most of us aren't. So again, back to what I was saying, Buy Nothing, that is an organization that is by the people. There's no buynothing.com that don't exist yet. Pay attention, okay? Facebook is a way for people to connect grassroots. It's a way for people to connect with you with what they actually have. And also, Buy Nothing doesn't just mean buying stuff and food. It also means there's times where people are like, hey, I have a ride to this place. Does anybody else want to come with me? Hey, I'm going to the grocery store. Anybody need a ride? Hey, I'm going here. Anybody need a ride? Like all of the ways that like we're not offered community in our day to day. Like some of us are isolated as fuck. Like I know I am. I know I'm very isolated, and it's not because I want to be. It's because I have anxiety. It's because I've been in a lot of pain and I've been trying to manage it and trying to take care of myself for as long as possible. But again, it's hard to every day like do the things that I want to do because again, I'm being affected. And so I say all this to say that I'm trying to share as much as possible because again, I have been helped and supported by community because I have put myself out there. If I stay isolated, if I don't tell anybody what's happening, then a lot of times people won't know. And I want us to remember, as much as the economy is economying and people are absolutely down bad and going through, I need people to remember that everyone's story is not yours, okay? If you're behind on rent, please keep in mind there are so many people that aren't. People are still going on vacation. People are still buying big ticket items. This is not me trying to pocket watch. This is me acknowledging that there are still people making money in this economy who are still looking out for other people. And if you're not one of them, that is not a failure. It just means that maybe you're saving up. Maybe you're scared, whatever the case may be. This isn't me judging people for not supporting people financially if they don't have it. But I am fortunate enough to be in community with people who are honest with me about how they're going out of town, about how they're going out of the country, about how they're going on a vacation, about how they're doing something leisure, and they don't feel no type of way about telling me because they already know. Like they're supportive. They're uplifting my flyer. They're sending me something. Like again, there are people that are doing things that again show that they're not necessarily having the worst time financially, but they're also still looking around at their community and saying, "Hey, how can I support you?" I realize that not everybody's there. I realize there are going to be some people who think, "Why should I help anyone?" That's your right. Live your life. I personally don't give a shit about those people. Like people that are like greedy and think that they're gonna hoard all their money. I don't even talk about y'all because we're never gonna meet. The people that are greedy don't ever deal with me. I'm telling you, the people that are greedy, they don't deal with me, and I'm so grateful because I don't know what that's like. I don't know what that's like. Woo, as much as I'm trying to learn selfishness, like I don't know what it's like to like have money and not try to share it. But again, I'm poor, so I feel like whenever I have money, I'm just like, why don't we all figure this out together? But again, that is what happens when you're in poverty. A lot of times you don't know what to do with money when you get it, and so you make decisions that people with money think are stupid. However, when you don't have a lot of money, you realize immediately that your friends needed money that day, that day, that day, that day. And again, I think that most poor people these days are sliding the same 20 to 30 to $40 towards each other. And I'm grateful for that. And again, I'm going to get off my soapbox in a minute, but buy nothing has helped me get things that I wouldn't fucking have. Like I would not have access to some of the pots and pans. One of my friends gave me their crock pot. Again, there's so many people that know I'm not going to use this thing. Meanwhile, that thing is another cooking, surface in your home that's not going to make your house hot, which I don't know about you, but bitch, I'm boiling right now wearing this shirt and it's fucking October. Like, I'm actively sweating. Like, I'm actively boiling in here and the window's open. So, putting it out there that this is probably going to be a terrible winter. Just with how much water is still in the air right now, I'm terrified. Yeah, I know I'm on a fucking tangent. As I said, buy nothing on Facebook. Also, Rainbow Neighbors. This is good for people that are queer. This is good for people who are LGBTQIA plus. This is good for people who are looking to find out like who lives around them and what's going on. Rainbow Neighbors and Queer Exchange. After you write those things, you might notice that things pop up for you organically. That's great. If not, put your closest town, closest city, or if you know where the gay city is, if you know where the gay town is, put that in there and see what you find. There's also a link that I'm going to put on the bottom of this video that'll show you how to call some warm lines. And warm lines are basically places where people care about other people, but they're not about to call the cops on you if something is non-violent happening. Like, I want to say that, like, let's say, I shouldn't say non-violent, but let's say you're going through domestic violence. There are lines so you can talk to someone about what's happening in your relationship so you can be supported and you can be uplifted and maybe even get the fuck up out of there. And so I'm hoping that people know, like right now, there's going to be a lot of people who are stuck. There are going to be a lot of people who are with people that they don't want to be with anymore, and they don't know how the fuck to leave because they feel bad about making a GoFundMe or a flyer in the midst of seemingly collapse. I hope you know that like the world is going to keep on worlding. There are so many things that are going to keep on happening. Please remember it's okay to center yourself and your needs. Whatever you're going through, you're not crazy. You're not a bad person. You're not, fucked up for walking away at this point. I know what it's like to be in a relationship or be connected with someone and know that it's not working and you're scared to leave and you're worried about what it's going to look like. Or worse, you've had people meddle in the relationship and now you're like, I can't leave or else they win. I hate that for you. I really hope that you know that like whatever the fuck is going on in your household, that is not your fault. There are going to be moments where some of us are not aware of how bad it is because we come from abuse. And so I'm really hoping that more people can Remember that you have connections out here. There are people that love you, people that care about you, but maybe you feel like you haven't spoken in so long, so why even bother? You might also feel like you've done too much talking bad about this person or talking good about this person rather to leave. I get it. I get it. I get it. I'm really hoping that people realize that you're not a bad person for no longer staying in something that's hurting you, making you feel ugly, make you feel just anything negative or just like you're not a part of your life anymore. Again, I'm saying this from my own experiences, more than one experience, being in something, feeling isolated, feeling stuck, feeling worried about what that meant, worried about how people would perceive me, despite the fact that I'm already perceiving myself as in pain. That's the most important thing. But again, it's hard to focus on what's happening to you when you're going through a collective trauma, which we are. And so just putting that out there that it's normal. It's normal however you feel. If you're angry as fuck, if you want to fight, if you want to cry, if you want to fuck, if you want to eat, if you want to pretend like everything's fine and you're playing video games and so who cares? I just hope you don't shame yourself for how you're behaving because honestly, bitch, just like a little girl was writing a diary and trying to make sense of the world during similar times, there are going to be people who do things that don't make any fucking sense. And I promise you, it's not because they were trying to, it's because they were maybe pushing the boundaries of what they might have thought was possible. Again, I've definitely had some very delusional thoughts the last 2 weeks. Probably longer than that. But just saying, last 2 weeks, the thoughts I've thought, even when war was first like, even when they were first talking about deportation, I'm like, I'm going to Jamaica. I've never been to Jamaica. I don't have a Jamaican passport. My dad being from Jamaica doesn't mean that I'm going to Jamaica. However, I want to be candid that I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know where I'm gonna go if God forbid anything does happen to me. But I want to be honest that like my first thought isn't to say let me go to Jamaica. My first thought is how much I can be supportive here because this is where the fuck I have been born and this is the place that I don't want to say I feel the most affinity for. I just want to say that like I don't like the idea of just running when I've gained so much information about this place. Like I think that's the only reason why I'm still fighting in terms of like staying in America and not willing to like, stay silent or operate like, I'm so scared of something happening to me that I can't say anything. But I do worry. I do worry. But am I the most worried? Probably fucking not. There's probably people more worried than me. But my fear, I feel like my biggest fear in this moment is that there are people still waiting. Like there are people still waiting for something else to happen. And I think most people have seen enough. Personally, I think most of us have seen enough, but I think that that's another layer to this is that when you see people being like beaten, getting their clothes ripped off, like that's actually a part of the harm that's happening. Like just like we've seen how many black people be killed in their home by police officer, just like body cams of police officers harming black people aren't something that we don't know anything about. Like, just like we have seen some very horrible things on the news, this was a primer. And I feel like a lot of people have been telling folks that, but I want us to remember like people being primed up for abuse. That's oftentimes why people don't see it that way because they believe this is a part of America. It became American to kill black people in their fucking kitchen while they're boiling fucking water. It became American to stomp on black people while they were fucking begging to fucking breathe. It became American as fucking apple pie to harm black people since the fucking beginning, babe. 1619. But with the invention of the camera, with the invention of all the ways that whiteness uses blackness to say, see, that's the bad one. That's the bad one. That's the one. That's what we're protecting you from. All of that is part of this moment Because when we think about who our enemies are right now, we're supposed to see Mexico as an enemy. We're supposed to see Palestine as an enemy. And again, it's the ways that I'm grateful that I have connections with people in both places, because the way that these places are looking is very clear. It's very clear that we're their enemy. We're their enemy. They're not ours. And yet, the lies, bitch. And then the way the Democratic Party is like, I'm not trying to drag the Democrats genuinely. I just feel like between me and you, like I just want to see y'all passing out food. Like I don't want any more political jargon. I don't want any more we're gonna do. I don't want that. I want y'all to do what y'all can do, which is dig in y'all fucking pocket and get the food. Like that's what I really want. Like if the Democrats really want to bounce back, like get the food, start a national fucking assembly outside. And again, I'm understanding that that might seem dangerous, but between me and you, bitch, hasn't it been dangerous? Hasn't it? I can't imagine that anybody sitting around looking at America thinking that it's been safe. For who? It's not been safe ever. The way we talk about neighborhoods, the way we talk about places in America, the way we talk about, oh, this place, that place, it's just so wild to think about that we live in a place that is anti-black as fuck, capitalist as fuck, literally hates poor people, disabled people, women. Like, good God. The way that this motherfucker is built is so ugly and just nasty, and yet what like it's like it's I don't know. Sometimes I feel like people really want us to act like we're not seeing what we're seeing and we're seeing it. And again, where's the community around that? How many people want to actually connect right now, like, and talk to anybody? I understand. I don't really have a lot to say to anybody. I feel like I've just been trying to keep it really cute with everybody because, again, I'm having a mental breakdown, like, real bad. And, like, I'm not having a mental breakdown because I'm seeing the world differently. It's more that I am realizing that I've been like operating like I'm gonna be okay. And the worst part about all of this is that it's a collective okay that we're really focused on right now. And a lot of us individuals are spiraling. Like a lot of us individually are not doing well. And so even considering the collective, it feels scarier because it's like, ooh, like, what am I gonna do in the collective? And again, I'm hoping that people are hearing that I don't fucking know, bitch. I don't fucking know. But I'm trying my best to come up with. I'm trying my best to pay attention to who's offering solutions. And when I say solutions, I mean things that we can do right now that might affect something at some point. I'm not saying that in the moment I have all the fixes. I feel like I've been doing a lot of breath work, a lot of deep breaths. Of course, it's not fucking lit. But again, I'm trying to do my deep breathing. I'm trying to fucking take care of my mental health. I'm trying to a lot of things. But I hope people know, like, it's normal to, like, not be well. It's very normal. Actually very fucking normal to not be well right now. It's actually very normal to be seeking out community, companionship, connection. And if anybody out there is scared about what's happening and doesn't know who to talk to, kind of scared to talk to people, you can reach out to me. I've been voice noting with a couple folks about what's going on, and it's been fun. But I hope that folks know that, like, you're not anything negative for not being able to cope through this shit. It is scary. It is a weird time to be alive. A lot of people that are have already been poor, been in poverty. I feel like a lot of us are being told that, like, we're gonna be okay, and, like, that's a lie. Like I hate that. I hate that for us. But I've seen a lot of misinformation about how if you've been poor, you're gonna be okay, and it's like, no. Mm-mm. No, because what they're not telling you about this new poverty, it means that the food is rotten. Like that's the thing about it. Like being poor is different when the food ain't rotten. When the food's rotten and you poor, that's when you start losing nutrients. That's when it gets harder for you to actually maintain like hunger. So I'm gonna, as I said, I've been trying to just come up with trying to find people rather that are sharing with us abundantly, that are being candid about things that are keeping them full, things that are keeping them fed, things that are keeping them whole in the metaphysical sense. Because again, right now, some of us are going to be losing it. And when I say losing it, I just mean we're not going to be in the best mental space. We're not going to be feeling maybe loving or loved, or lovable. I understand, and I'm hearing you. It's a lie. Bitches be lying. Mental health be lying. Motherfuckers like intrusive thoughts be lying. But again, I hope people realize like we are in a time where it is much harder to meet your needs. So it's going to take reaching out to community. It's going to take telling people, hey, I'm not good. I'm really not good. It's going to take telling people something that, again, if you don't feel safe with them, that's why you're not talking. That's why. So just keep that in mind. Some of us are taking a vow of silence. It's not because we're bad. It's not because we don't want people to know what's happening to us. It's because we're afraid of maybe overwhelming. Maybe we're afraid that what we say is not going to have any, there's no solution for it. So why would we tell anyone? I've been there. And I think that it's worth it. It's worth it to tell your friends. It's worth it to tell someone that loves you and cares for you. And again, I've definitely been someone that's been invested in empathetic listening. I'm trying my best to, again, just hold that as a standard because so many people have empathetically listened to my ass. And that is why I don't want to say I'm good, but that's why I think like I've been able to like cope and get through things and be supported through other things because I had the support, I had community, I had people that were willing to engage me in good faith. And again, having that is not promised to many of us. Some of us have family members that we can't even talk to about anything, let alone our achievements or things that we hope for our future. So please keep that in mind that there are elders out here that want to talk, that want to listen. There are two Black women that I'm working with. I want to say that like I started like a psychedelic like coaching business, but it's kind of still like growing, if it makes sense. Like I'm still trying to figure out how I want it to grow. And so me and my friend Celine and Trilly, who is sometimes a mod here, have decided to do some empathetic listening with folks. And the desire was some people are going to be on mushrooms and they're going to need someone to talk to. And so these are two people that I've been working with that have been working with the medicine and been trying to figure out, their own journeys on it. And so I wanted to make sure that like if I'm going to be doing anything that there were women or at least like that there's more than me because my experience, my lens is not the same as theirs. And even their lenses, they're at, I don't want to say they're at two opposite ends of like Black femme expression, but it's more that like they're both queer Black femmes that are very open to communication and are very loving without any like you ever just meet someone and they're just so abundant with you and it's like what did I do to deserve this? Again, I feel like those two femme people and myself equal, like I feel like a good trifecta because don't get me wrong, I'm goofy as fuck and I'll be silly, but I think the warmth and the nurturing of these two folks will again round it out because I know for me, I know that not everyone's going to want to talk to me when they're going through something. I know I can be kind of goofy. And again, I'm not saying that to be mean to myself. I'm saying that like some people appreciate silliness when they're going through stuff. Some people prefer silence, maybe some like some people got different demeanor. And so that's my plan. I'm hoping that me, Trilly, and Celine can do like a live so that people can see our dynamic, just so that people can make, the right decision for them. But my desire was that there are so many people doing psychedelics. And as much as I know that the free hotline on firesideproject.org is helpful, and many people have told me that, I know that some people are wanting to talk to someone that's not white. And I can't guarantee that you're going to talk to someone not white if you call the hotline. I can't guarantee that. And again, I know that some people might feel some type of way. Oh, you don't want to talk to somebody white? Yeah, sometimes we don't. Sometimes as people of color, we don't want to talk to white people. And it's not necessarily only the system of whiteness, but it's also that there are times where, and it's awkward because I just watched a stand-up special and I'm not about to go too far, but it's the way that like so many people, especially Black folks, have talked about how white people behave when like you're alone as the only Black person or the only person of color. And it just makes me think about how, when you don't know who's going to answer the phone, when you don't know what's happening, that can be overwhelming. And my thought process is the empathetic listening is the target group are people that are tripping on drugs pretty hard, like wanting to be able to like talk to them, talk them down, just whatever's possible. But also zooming out, there's going to be people that are not on drugs, or maybe they took drugs a while ago, whatever the case may be, that want to talk to someone and they don't want to risk it. I want people to just consider that like talking to a person of color doesn't necessarily mean that that person's going to automatically treat you the right way or the best way. But we do live in a world where people do think like that. And so again, my thought process is I want to be mindful about empowering people who are more marginalized, but I don't want to pretend like we don't live in a world where like people are a lot of times hiring white people as like the normative, as the of course. And so with that being said, my thought process is there's nobody white that works with us right as of right now. But my thought process is I have white ancestry. I think I got it. No shade to anybody white, but I feel like if somebody's looking for a more Caucasian experience, I'm not worried about it. Like I feel like if that's really what they're looking for, I think I got them. However, with that being said, I think about the ways that like when we talk about like calling a place, working for a business, a lot of times they're not really worried about like who's black, and again, it's the way that there are a lot of people of color who always ask like, are they black? Is there somebody black here? And again, even those questions, even trying to figure out like, are people here being paid that look like me? And so that was my thought process as well. Is like I know that there's going to be some mixed people who might want to call in and might want to talk, but there will probably be some black femmes, black women, black queer people who want to talk to somebody black about the medicine, about their experiences in the world while taking it. It's a lot, and so I'm hoping that folks who are interested in working together consider it. I know that there are perhaps some of you that are really great at empathetic listening, and if you wanted to work together, reach out. It's independent. Like basically the idea is like anti-pimp. It's like, yes, I might have like created it, but like it's not mine. Like if you build a relationship with someone, that's great. I want that. I don't want it to be this is client 039 and now we're going to put you on the call with, like I don't want it to be that. I want people to be like, hey, I'm about to take a trip and I want to talk to someone, or I want someone to be on call to hang out with me. I want it to be more of that. I'm going to be done talking about this in 1 second, promise, but I wanted to tie it up in a bow and just say that like there are so many things out there that people can do to support other people, care for other people. Some of you have learned skills that a lot of us would be grateful to learn from you, but do you know where to do you know where to go to share with us? Like, do you know where you want to even share? Do you even know how you want to set it up? Like, there's so much that goes into creating content, especially if especially if you're thinking about legacy, you're thinking about the future. So I'm hoping if folks have any questions about how to put themselves out there, sites, apps, what to use, anything, just please reach out. Because again, I'm realizing every day, bitch, every fucking day, that nothing is promised, and that honestly, you could really wake up and I've unfortunately woken up a few times in the hospital like this last year where I was surprised. Like I woke up on a gurney getting carried out my house. Like what's happening? Enough to where I know that like any day that I have energy to tell anybody anything that helped me, I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it. And I'm not trying to be dramatic. I'm just saying, like going through medical stuff, getting sick, like not being able to walk, like disability is a mind fuck. And being mostly able-bodied for most of my life and like now grappling with like intense pain, having to like make my own medicine because I don't have like insurance or even the support to get what I need. Like that has been a mind fuck, but it's also allowed me to remember that like I have been supported and now I can support. And so that's really like the kernel of all of this, and like why it's a short little video, because I don't want to talk too long. I just wanted to say that there's so much to offer, and I'm gonna fill like the comment section with links because again, I know that some of y'all have been like, "How are you still alive?" Bitch, support, community, being candid, being vulnerable, being afraid as fuck, and saying the thing that is like, "What? Why are you telling us this?" Because if I don't know what's gonna happen next. And I think that that's one of the most scariest parts about being visible online is like how I don't know who's driving. I don't know what's pushing anything forward at this point, but I know that like every time I tell people exactly what's happening, there is support, there is community, there is something. And I feel like I've been trying not to hide like what's been happening, but it's been rough. It's been rough out here, and not just on some money shit, not just on like on some mental health, on some like what's next, on some I want to move out of this place, but I don't know where, on some like just trying to find community and just feeling overwhelmed. But I know that I've come here enough times to where I've told people exactly what was happening, and next thing I know, we're having a conversation. Next thing I know, we're working together. Next thing I know, things are changing. And like, I know that some people might think that that's privileged, and it probably fucking is. Like, it probably is. It probably is very privileged to be able to say, like, okay, so these things are happening. Maybe someone will care, and then they do. Like, maybe that is extremely privileged, but at the same time, I've experienced the last couple months, like telling people what's happening and them just act like I didn't say anything. And that's awkward too. But again, for some reason, when I come on YouTube, when I talk about what's happening, there are people that have seen enough and they're here to help, or they're also in a similar situation and we strategize together. I'm not expecting anyone to just like fix it. That's not what I'm saying. I don't think anything can be fixed. I just think I don't know. I just think that I'm overwhelmed, but I'm also like not willing to think it's done. I'm not willing to think it's over just because I'm depressed or I'm stressed. But again, I came here to talk my shit. I came here to share with community, but I also came here to emote because again, it's been emotionally really devastating to realize so many of us don't have community. And because of that, the isolation of the government's actions, and the isolation of community. So many of us don't want to talk to anybody. And it's awkward because we do, but it's like we don't want to say this. We don't want to say, I'm scared. We don't want to say that I'm breaking down. We don't want to say that they need anything. And I get it. I get it. Again, there are going to be people who hear you say that you're in pain and you have needs, and they'll be upset with you. And I really hope you have grace for those people. Like some people really cannot handle like someone telling them like what their needs are, or that they're experiencing pain. Some people really don't got it. And I really hope that we remember we're in Libra season. We're in Libra season, bitch. We're in Libra season. And Libra is the only sign that is we. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. All the other signs, all the mottos are I am, I know, I use, I believe. Libra is we are. Okay? So keep that in mind. All my Libras that are here, remember, we are dealing with a collective experience. No one is alone truly on this planet. And yet we operate like we are, right? A lot of us operate like we're the only ones here, the only ones going through. And I'm not saying that's everybody, but a lot of people do operate like what's happening is only happening to them. So this season, this Libra season, I want y'all to remember we are. Just please try to remember we, because as soon as you zoom out and you connect more than yourself with a situation, you'll be able to get more perspective. Please don't zoom in too much right now. Please don't be on some army of one head ass shit right now. Please. Please, babies. Please. 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 Please, 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 please. Remember, Libra, That's why I like Libra energy so much because they be really thinking about more than themselves. They really be thinking like, how can we do it? What are we gonna do? Just keep that in mind. Any Libras that are here, this is going to be more than just about you. This season is going to be more than just about you. It's going to be about how you engage the collective, how you think beyond yourself, how you work in a group, how you work in a couple, how you work in a friendship. I want people to think about times where you say we, times where you know it's not just you. I want you to consider that. And there will be a Libra season tarot reading, tarot party. My bad for like last season, bitch. I don't know about you, bitch, but I was tired. I don't know about you, bitch, but I was tired as fuck. It's true. It's true. I was tired. But no, Libra season really has me realizing there are so many of us who are we're trying to live this life alone. We're trying to move alone. We're trying to do everything alone. We're trying to do everything internally. It's not possible. Please, like, if someone has been trying to talk to you for a while and you've just been ignoring them, please call them back. Like, please call back the people that you miss. Call back the people that you got something to say, but maybe you're scared. Whoever it is that's really been on your mind, whoever was we, bitch, like, just remember the we's. Remember the we's. I'm not speaking French. Like, I popped up on so many people, and so many people have been popping up on me, and it's been cute. It's been really cute to remember what we were, to remember what we said to each other. It's been really nice. But just remember we for the next couple weeks, bitch. Remember we, us. We are, okay? It ain't easy, bitch. But try, bitch. Try. Like, again, I'm saying try to, if there's people on your mind, if there's people on your mind, if there's a connection on your mind, if there was somebody and it was we were so happy. We laughed so much. We used to talk. Just remember who we was. Not saying go back to something toxic. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like, just remember we, friend. And even if you're talking about yourself, your inner and outer self, what are y'all doing together? Like, there's so many we's in your life. You can get really deep with it if you want to, but shit, even you and your mom, y'all are a we. Y'all was a we. Y'all was a we before you even knew. She knew y'all was a we first, and then you knew. And then again, there's some daughters who ain't been a we for a minute with a mama, and maybe later in life y'all gonna be we again. Who knows? Just remember the word we. I know it sounds really dramatic, but just look into the Libra energy. Look into the Libra mottos. Just look into Libra energy right now, y'all. For real. Anyways, I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Hope you have a good night. Bye.